Hi there, folks. Sean Bartlett from California. And this time I'm talking to Silvercrest Metals. And Michael Rapsch, who's the VP of Corporate Communications, is going to tell you about the company. If that company sounds familiar, that's because in the past I have covered Silvercrest Mining. Well, they sold stuff to First Majestic, which if you're one of my subscribers, you may own and be doing very well with. And then they spun off a new company, which you guys have, which has great properties, cashed up. I mean, an exciting exploration project working down in Mexico, and Michael's going to tell you all about it. Michael, could you please speak to my subscribers?
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Sean. Yes, we started Silvercrest Metals, the new Silvercrest, when we did a transaction with First Majestic. So Silvercrest Metals was birthed out of that. It came with 6 exploration projects and $5.25 million of cash. We did a small raise late last year, raised another $2.5 million, but today we're sitting on $6.2 million in the bank.
That's great.
So still nicely cashed up for Junior Explorer. And we have one key asset that came out of the transactions called Las Chispas, and that is in a very good mining jurisdiction. There's Las Chispas is about 25 kilometers north of the old Santa Elena mine, which we used to own.
Right, which is the one you sold to First Majestic.
That's correct, yeah. And it's about the same distance to the Yamana Mercedes mine. So we're in a very good jurisdiction for hopefully a new discovery. And we have started to reopen the old Las Chispas underground mine. It's a historic mining district. We know of 8 existing mines that were in production between 1880 and 1930. Then it was shut down by the Mexican government. But within those 50 years, Sean, they produced about 350,000 tons at 15 grams per ton gold and 1.7 kilograms per ton silver. So that's quite substantial.
Yes, it is.
And that was their average grade, okay? And so we have started a rehabilitation program to reopen multiple levels to give us access to 6 kilometers of underground working. To date, we have access to about 2 kilometers. And since March of this year, we started to publish results from a very aggressive and extensive underground channeling sampling program.
So these are old mines that were in production for a while.
That's right.
And so now you can go into those old mines, but especially because you're using new technology, you know, many times in the old mines, they just pretty much kept mining ahead of them. They actually didn't do a lot of the modern stuff. Yeah. Now that you're bringing new technology into the game, you can actually find a lot more silver.
That's correct.
Than they knew about, right?
That's right. And, you know, they have never been drilled. So that target, Las Chispas, the area has never been drilled. So we're the first company to actually go in and start drilling.
And so how much drilling are you planning to do this summer and stuff?
This year we're planning to drill about 3,000 meters from surface. And we commenced that drill program in late March. We had our hole number 8. We haven't released any results yet. I foresee that to possibly come out and hit the market probably early June. And then we're waiting for a underground drilling permit. That would probably come in June as well. And then we're looking at drilling from the underground, 2,000 meters, probably in early fall.
Okay. So so you'll have your resource estimate by, well, of course, this is Mexico. You know, things can get in the way and stuff. But
we're trying, what we're trying to do with collecting most likely thousands of channel samples, and with the drill program that we have planned for 2016, our plan is to potentially have a 43-101 initial compliant resource out by the end of this year. So
that's
quite
great.
aggressive.
All right. So obviously your company has good friends with big pockets. Could you maybe tell me about some of the investors in the company and stuff?
The largest investors, so when I mentioned earlier that we did a small financing, non-brokered in May of last year, that was to position management and insiders. So they have skin in the game. So when we make decisions, we don't make decisions just based on a business, but also from an investor perspective, right? So management and insider own about 14% right now. We got about 40.1 million shares outstanding. and about 17-18% are institutionally held. And we had a financing done again late last year, and we had the likes of Sprott, AGF come in, and a larger fund out of New York that were supporters in the old Silvercrest mines.
Right, and back then was a time when people were not actually keen on mining, but you guys were able to raise cash. And let me tell you, at that time, a lot of people couldn't. But this company is actually doing the things that I talk about, in that they are, when you want to find gold and silver, you look where it used to be. Old mines oftentimes have things that, they just never got to, or else new technology reveals it, and it works out great. And also, another thing I say is trust good management. Management that has succeeded before can succeed in the past, and that's exactly what we're seeing with Silvercrest Metals, which was a spin-co from when First Majestic acquired Silvercrest Mining. And so you have a cashed-up company, good management, in a very prospective area. For an explorer, that actually looks pretty darn decent, I have to say.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to add before we go?
What you can expect from Silvercrest Metals is look for a really good flow of news. So over the next, I would say maybe every 4 to 5 weeks, we should have updates out. Results from the sampling program, drill results, so of that like. So it's going to be a very exciting time for the rest of the year, and wish everybody happy trading.
Okay. Thanks very much for tuning in, folks. Thank you very much for speaking to my subscribers. You folks take care. This is Sean Broderick from California for Oxford Club.